No surprise here, but Blitz comes with built-in environment variable support. Very easy to use. It has built-in support to use .env files, and we're going to take a look at how that works. So you can load variables into the .env.local file, as some of you might be used to. Now, by default, these variables are available to the node environment on the server. These environment variables are automatically loaded into process.env.your variable name. But what if you want to expose some of your variables to the client? For instance, a Stripe key. Maybe you have Google Analytics and you need to pass your key to the client, otherwise your tracking won't work correctly. We simply go to our env.local file. We prefix our environment variable with blitz_public_ our variable name. So let's save that, and we console.log in the client blitz_public_host. So let's see if we have access to the host variable within the client. And as you can see, we actually do have access to this variable in the client. Now, there are some things that you never want to expose to your client. For instance, your API keys to use with Google Maps, for instance. Because every time that key is used, it's going to cost you money. And we want to prevent that. So let's just test and see that if we remove the prefix from the environment variable and we try and make it available in the client, we will get undefined. And that's exactly what we want. So we are working within the .env.local file. The .env file can be postfixed with .production or .test or .dev, whatever you want. So just a little bit more about the different types of .env files. The .env standalone file is just the file for your defaults. So we'll probably do this and then just say, add your port. This is what it must look like. So think about the .env standalone file as a template for what you need for the application and how it should look. If we go to the .env file, this will actually override any of the values that we have in here. Same goes for when you go to production. When you create a .env.production file, everything in there will override this. This file, this .env file, you do check in to GitLab or GitHub, because developers that work with you want to see what is needed. You do not check in your .env.local file or your .env.production file, because they might contain sensitive information, as mentioned earlier, API keys. Once again, if you want to expose your key just to the client, just prefix with blitz_public_ your key name. Now, there is another way to do this, which I'm not going to get into because it's going to be confusing. You can expose environment variables within the blitz.config file, but if you're using .env files, I would just stay away from this. This is, personally for me, it's a little bit confusing and it makes things a little bit more convoluted. Let's rather use the good old .env pattern. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.